Hey everyone, Marty Snyder, Brad Daugherty, and Jeff Burton joining you here. I want to talk a little Xfinity from the Nashville Superspeedway. AJ Allmendinger winds up getting the win, but Jeff, that race couldn't seem to get started. I mean, I lost count of how many cautions there were in stage one. Why was it such a crazy beginning to that race?
Well, the racetrack was just so remarkably slick. We saw it in qualifying. I mean, how many cars spun in qualifying, and then it rolled right over to the race, and just trying to understand how much grip the track had. Aggressive drivers, young drivers trying to make stuff happen. Saw a few guys made mistakes on a little bit older tires. It was just chaos, and it seemed like it never stopped. A lot of cars had damage, and some of it, Marty, is just I just don't think anybody expected the track to be that low a grip, and it just surprised them.
Yeah, I agree. I don't ever remember coming to Nashville, and I know we came obviously last year with the nationwide. I guess they just couldn't seem to figure out how to get enough bite off the corner with their race cars going into the corners. They would yaw and it would just spin out, and guys were just sliding all over the racetrack like it was black ice. I thought that was really weird. A lot of crashes. I thought Ty Gibbs was going to win the race. I thought he was just so strong, but got taken out. And it was fun to watch from a fan's perspective, though. And Jeff Burton says it all the time. I mean, this is a development series, so you'll go back if you were in that race and try to figure out why you didn't have enough grip in the race track, why you couldn't go forward, what you could have done better. They destroyed a lot of race cars, but it was kind of fun to watch. I'm glad I don't own one of those things.
Well, your guy AJ wound up winning it, Brad. So, I know it's a Saturday race, and he's run awfully well in those three races he's run so far this year with 2 wins in the 3 races. But how much confidence does that give not only AJ to help him on Sundays, but also College Racing period to have a Cup guy come in and say, hey, here's how you can help the program and make the cars better?
Well, I think it's huge, and we all know AJ, and AJ really battles with himself. And, this is a huge boost of confidence, and it bled over to the Cup race. He ran great yesterday in the Cup car, and it's all about confidence for him. And College Racing has, they burst onto the scene, and then everyone's kind of taken a back seat to JRM over the last couple of seasons, racing, trying to get to the championship rounds and that type of thing. So for AJ to jump back in, it validates what they're doing on their Xfinity side. It gives them a lot of confidence. And hey, I don't care if you're racing against 5-year-olds. A win is a win. So you take advantage of that opportunity and move forward. And this is a good opportunity for them to start kind of catching up with those JRM cars who seem to be struggling just a little bit.
So Jeff, Brad mentioned it. JRM struggling this year. Do you know why? I know Junior mentioned in the broadcast the off-season changes that NASCAR made to the Xfinity Series really kind of hurt JRM, but I'm surprised they haven't recovered as well as, Justin Allgaier's run great lately. Let's make that statement, but yeah. Josh Berry hasn't been that quick. Are you surprised with where JRM is so far this year?
I knew coming into this year it was unknowns. I mean, the rule change that NASCAR made to change the way the cars track, how far the right rear corner is going down the straightaway. That was a massive change, and I knew it would help somebody and hurt somebody. Didn't know who that would be, but it was clear that was going to be a massive change. I think the other thing that we can't forget is that also at Junior Motorsports last year, you had a really good duo in Noah Gragson and his crew chief Luke Lambert. I mean, there's a crew chief level, a Cup level crew chief, and a driver that had been in the Xfinity Series the right amount of time that was ready to go try to contend for championships. And you lost that. And that's not against anything of other people coming in, but that's a lot of talent that went out of the door. And that has a bearing as well. So between all that, and sometimes, Marty, and I think we all know this as racers, sometimes the other teams step up more than you did. Sometimes you're not necessarily worse. It's just you didn't improve as much as some other guys did, and that can happen in any time. And we see it with the Fords now in Cup. So sometimes you just get on the wrong cycle. But I think the rules and I think a departure of Noah and Luke, I think that has a bearing as well.
Hi, I'm Parker Kligerman. For more access like this from Pit Road, be sure to click and subscribe to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube channel.